Hello there, my dear friends. It's wonderful to have you joining me today. Have you ever found yourself humming a little tune while you're going about your day? Perhaps while making a cup of tea or tending to your garden. Or maybe, just maybe, you're one of those people who secretly, or not so secretly, enjoys belting out a song in the shower. If you are, you might just be onto something far more beneficial than you realize. Today we're going to talk about something that might sound a little unconventional, perhaps even a bit playful, but stick with me, because it touches upon a very serious health concern for many of us as we get older, and it offers a wonderfully simple and genuinely joyful way to help protect ourselves. We're going to explore how something as simple as singing in the shower could play a surprisingly significant role in preventing pneumonia in seniors. Yes, you heard that right. So, let's uncover this delightful secret to better lung health. Now, before we get to the singing part, it's important to understand why this topic is so crucial. Pneumonia, for many of us in our senior years, isn't just a bad cold. It's a serious lung infection that can be particularly dangerous. In fact, it's one of the leading causes of hospitalization and, sadly, mortality among older adults. What makes it even trickier is that pneumonia in seniors often doesn't shout its presence. It can be a bit of a hidden health threat. You see, the classic symptoms we associate with pneumonia, like a high fever, a rattling cough, or sharp chest pain, might not be so obvious in older individuals. Sometimes the signs are much more subtle. It could be a general feeling of weakness or confusion, perhaps a loss of appetite, or maybe you just feel more tired than usual. Sometimes the only indication might be a slight increase in breathing rate or a bit of dizziness. I remember a gentleman, let's call him Arthur. He was a sprightly 78-year-old, always active in his community garden. He started feeling a bit off, a little more fatigued than usual, and his daughter noticed he seemed a tad confused at times. They initially put it down to him overdoing it in the garden, or perhaps not sleeping well. There wasn't a dramatic cough or a high fever. It was only when he became quite breathless after a short walk that they sought medical attention, and he was diagnosed with pneumonia. Thankfully, he recovered, but his story highlights how easily these atypical symptoms can be missed, and how quickly pneumonia can progress if not caught early, sometimes leading to serious complications like respiratory failure. This is why finding enjoyable, proactive ways to support our lung health is so incredibly important. So where does our bathroom singer come into all of this? Well, it's quite a marvelous connection. For years, experts have known that singing in general is incredibly beneficial for our respiratory system. Think about it. When you sing, you're not just making noise, you're engaging in a form of deep breathing exercise. You're using your diaphragm, controlling your breath, and expanding your lung capacity. Professional singers often have remarkable lung function, and that's no accident. Now take that wonderful activity and move it into the shower. What happens? The warm, moist air of a shower is like a spa treatment for your airways. The steam can help to humidify and soothe your respiratory passages, potentially loosening any mucus and making it easier to breathe deeply. So when you sing in this environment, you're getting a double benefit. The exercise of singing itself plus the therapeutic effects of the warm, steamy air. But the magic doesn't stop there. When you sing, especially songs you love, your body releases endorphins, those wonderful natural chemicals that make you feel good. This can help to reduce stress and anxiety. And guess what? Lower stress levels are linked to a stronger immune system. A stronger immune system is, of course, your body's best defense against infections like pneumonia. So that joyful shower concert isn't just fun. It's a holistic boost to your well-being, helping to fortify your body's defenses. It's about improving lung mechanics and creating an internal environment less hospitable to nasty bugs. Imagine Mrs. Peterson, a lovely lady who always felt a bit self-conscious about her singing voice, but she read an article, much like what we're discussing today, and decided to give it a try in the privacy of her shower. She started with old familiar hymns and found, to her surprise, that she not only enjoyed it immensely, but she also felt her breathing was easier afterwards, and she just felt lighter, happier. It became her daily ritual, her little moment of joy and health. All right, let's put on our thinking caps for a moment and delve a little deeper into the science behind why this simple act of singing in the shower can be so powerful for our lung health. It really comes down to two main areas: how it optimizes our breathing patterns, and how it positively influences our nerves and hormones. First, let's talk about the optimization of breathing patterns. When you sing, you're consciously and unconsciously changing the way you breathe compared to your normal, everyday, shallow breathing. Deeper inhalations and controlled exhalations. To sustain a note or a phrase, you naturally take in more air, filling your lungs more completely. Then you control the release of that air. This is very different from the often shallow, almost imperceptible breaths we take when we're not paying attention. Think of it like this. Everyday breathing might just use the top part of your lungs, but singing encourages you to use the full capacity, right down to the base. This helps to keep all parts of your lungs active and aerated. Strengthening respiratory muscles. Just like any muscle in your body, your respiratory muscles, your diaphragm, the big muscle under your lungs, and the intercostal muscles between your ribs, get stronger with exercise. Singing is an excellent workout for these muscles. A stronger diaphragm means you can take deeper breaths with less effort. Stronger intercostal muscles help your ribcage expand more effectively. This improved muscle strength translates directly into better breathing efficiency. Improved lung elasticity and capacity, regular deep breathing, as encouraged by singing, can help maintain or even improve the elasticity of your lung tissues. As we age, our lungs can naturally become a bit stiffer. Singing acts like a gentle stretching exercise for them. Over time, this can lead to an increase in what's called your vital capacity, the maximum amount of air you can exhale after a maximum inhalation. A larger vital capacity means your lungs are better able to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide. Enhanced mucus clearance. Deep breathing and the vibrations caused by singing can actually help to mobilize and clear mucus from your airways. This is incredibly important because stagnant mucus can be a breeding ground for bacteria and viruses, increasing the risk of infections like pneumonia. The steam in the shower further aids this process by thinning the mucus, making it easier to cough up or clear naturally. So you're essentially helping to keep your airways cleaner. Better oxygenation. When you breathe more deeply and efficiently, you're taking in more oxygen and expelling more carbon dioxide. This improved gas exchange means more oxygen gets into your bloodstream, nourishing all your body's cells, including those in your lungs. Well-oxygenated tissues are healthier and more resilient. Isn't that fascinating? Just by enjoying a song, you're conducting a whole orchestra of positive physiological changes in your respiratory system. Now let's look at the second major scientific aspect, the positive regulation of nerves and hormones. Our minds and bodies are intricately connected, and singing taps into this connection beautifully. Endorphin release and stress reduction. As I mentioned earlier, singing is a known mood elevator. When you engage in an enjoyable activity like singing, your brain releases endorphins. These are natural mood boosters and pain relievers. Stress, as we know, can weaken the immune system, making us more susceptible to illness. By reducing stress and promoting feelings of happiness and relaxation, singing indirectly supports your immune function. A relaxed state is also conducive to deeper, more regular breathing. Vagus nerve stimulation. Singing, particularly humming or sustained notes, can stimulate the vagus nerve. This is a major nerve that runs from your brain down to your abdomen, influencing your heart rate, digestion, and respiratory rate. Stimulating the vagus nerve can promote a state of calm, often referred to as the relaxation response. This can counteract the fight-or-flight stress response, helping to lower heart rate and blood pressure, and promoting overall well-being. Relaxation of airway. Smooth muscles. Stress and anxiety can sometimes cause the smooth muscles lining your airways to constrict, making breathing more difficult. The relaxation induced by singing, potentially amplified by the warm shower environment, can help these muscles to relax. This opens up the airways, allowing air to flow more freely and reducing the effort of breathing. For individuals who might have a tendency towards bronchoconstriction, like in asthma or some forms of COPD, this can be particularly beneficial. Those severe conditions always need medical management, and shower singing is a complementary habit, not a replacement for prescribed treatments. Improved immune markers. Some studies suggest that singing can actually lead to positive changes in markers of immune function, such as increased levels of salivary immunoglobulin A. This is an antibody that plays a crucial role in defending against infections in our mucous membranes, including those in the respiratory tract. So, your joyful song might literally be boosting your first line of defense. It's quite remarkable how these seemingly simple actions ripple through our nervous and endocrine hormone systems to create a protective and health-enhancing effect, especially for our lungs. It's not just about the mechanics of breathing, it's about fostering an internal environment that is resilient and robust. So now that we understand the why, let's talk about the how. How can we encourage ourselves, or our loved ones, to become happy bathroom rock stars, safely and enjoyably? Here are a few little tips and tricks. Choose your tunes wisely. Pick songs you know and love. Familiar melodies and lyrics mean you can focus on the joy of singing rather than trying to remember the words. Nostalgic songs from your youth, hymns, folk songs, or even simple nursery rhymes can be perfect. The genre doesn't matter as much as your enjoyment of it. Something with a good rhythm that encourages steady breathing can be particularly good. Volume control. Yours, not the radio's. You don't need to be an opera singer or try to hit impossibly high notes. Gentle, sustained singing is just as effective, if not more so, than straining your voice. The aim is to enjoy the process and encourage those deep breaths, not to win a talent show. Keep it comfortable. Duration, a little goes a long way. You don't need to sing for an hour. Even 5 to 10 minutes of singing during your shower can make a difference. Listen to your body. If you start to feel tired or breathless in an uncomfortable way, take a break. The idea is to invigorate, not exhaust. Safety. First, always in the shower. This is paramount, my friends. Showers can be slippery places. Non-slip mats. Please ensure you have a good quality non-slip mat both inside the shower or tub and just outside it. Grab bars. Strategically placed. Grab bars are essential for stability, especially if you have any balance issues. Make sure they are securely installed. Shower chair or stool. If standing for long periods is difficult or if you feel unsteady, a waterproof shower chair or stool is a fantastic aid. You can sit comfortably and safely while you enjoy your song. Water temperature. Keep the water at a comfortable, warm temperature, not too hot, to avoid dizziness or scalding. Inform someone. If you live with others, it's always a good idea to let them know you're going to be in the shower, especially if you have any underlying health conditions. Mind your posture, even when sitting. Try to sit or stand reasonably upright to allow your lungs to expand fully. Slouching can restrict your diaphragm. Warm-up, optional but nice. Before you launch into your main song, you could do a little humming or some gentle la-la-las to warm up your vocal cords and ease into the deeper breathing. Make it a habit. Like any healthy practice, consistency is key. Try to make shower singing a regular part of your routine. The more you do it, the more natural it will feel and the more benefits you're likely to experience. Think of it as your daily dose of musical medicine. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't require any special equipment beyond what you already have for your shower. And the side effects are generally joy and better breathing. So, as we draw our conversation to a close today, let's reflect on what we've discovered. We've seen how pneumonia can be a silent but serious risk for us as we age, often presenting with those subtle, easily missed symptoms. But more importantly, we've unveiled a wonderfully simple, accessible, and truly enjoyable way to help guard against it. The joyful act of singing in the shower. We've learned that it's not just an old wives' tale or a quirky habit. There's real science behind it, from optimizing our breathing mechanics and strengthening our respiratory muscles, to boosting our mood and immune system through the positive regulation of nerves and hormones. That warm, steamy shower environment just enhances all those wonderful benefits. The power to protect our health often lies in these small, consistent actions. It's not always about grand gestures or complicated regimens. Sometimes it's about rediscovering simple joys and understanding their profound impact on our well-being. Singing is a fundamental human expression, and combining it with a daily routine like showering can transform it into a potent tool for preventative health. I truly believe that this is a message worth sharing. So I encourage you, my dear friends, to consider embracing this practice. If you already sing in the shower, Fantastic. Keep it up, and perhaps now you have a deeper appreciation for why it feels so good and does so much good. If you haven't tried it, why not give it a go? Choose a favorite song, step into that warm shower, and let your voice soar, softly or boldly. It doesn't matter. And for those of you who are caregivers or have older loved ones, perhaps you can gently share this idea with them. Encourage them. Ensure their shower environment is safe, and maybe even share a few favorite old songs to get them started. It's a way to show you care, promoting not just their physical health, but also their emotional well-being. If this conversation has sparked an idea, or if you have a favorite shower song you'd like to share, please do let me know in the comments if you're watching this online, or if you found this information helpful. A little thumbs up always brightens our day and helps others find this message too. So let's make a pledge to ourselves to find joy in the simple things that can also keep us healthy and strong. Let's sing our way to better lung health, one shower at a time, because every note sung is a note in favor of your vitality. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Sing with joy, stay safe, and be wonderfully well.